Welcome back, friends. Thanks for being here. I'm Steve, KM9G. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for new ham radio and vintage computing videos every week. Today, we are going to make some radio programming cables and program some radios with it. Stick around. Okay, let's take a quick walk around the cables here. I've got a couple of different things going on. First off is the FTDI FT232 board. This board is a USB to serial breakout with a couple of pin headers and a couple of holes that you can use if you don't want to use the pin headers. The cool thing about this is that I can interchange these connections on the back. So I've got one for the Baofeng radio, and I've got another one for the Kenwood radio, which uses the RJ45 connection. What you would need to do is get a cable like this. What I got was a 2.5mm to a 3.5mm cable that was one piece, and then I cut it in half, and I figured out which wires went to which, and put them all together inside this messy heat shrink wire loom setup here, and that gives me the chance to move these guys around in case they're not hooked up properly, and it also gives me the chance to disconnect this and put this guy on. This is an RJ45 connector that plugs into the microphone port on the Kenwood TM281, and I figured out which pins they go to. And again, this was a set of DuPont wires that I took and cut in half, and one half went to the Baofeng cable and one half went to the Kenwood cable. And as a result of this being modular, I'm sure you can adapt it to just about any other radio that's out there that uses a serial connection for programming. You could probably even make your own cat cables using this. So let's get over to some documentation. I've got the Chirp software to install, and I've got the GitHub repository that has the information on how to make these cables. Okay, so as promised, here is the GitHub repo. I will have the link to this in the description below, and it tells you all about the Chirp programming cable and gives links to some of the products that you might need if you don't already have those on hand. You probably have all of this stuff on hand. And then there is a cable layout in 5-pin, 2-pin, 6 for receive, transmit, and ground, and a picture of what the completed cable looks like. And then on the Baofeng, there is a tip ring sleeve setup for that, and it was the same on both sides, and what that cable looks like. And now you've got some instructions on how to build the cable. You've seen what the cable looks like, and next we're going to go over and program the computer with the Chirp software and the radio with a new frequency. Okay, so this is the web page for Chirp, and I'm going to download it. And I am running OS X. I want to download the latest version. And I'm going to download the unified application, which is recommended. Save the file to someplace familiar to you. I'm going to stick it on my desktop. And there we go with the download. The link for that will be in the description down below. Okay, now we've got Chirp on the desktop. Double click on that, which will unarchive it. And then the next thing we can do is put it into our applications folder manually. So open up your Finder and your applications folder inside of Finder, and then don't do that, but drag and drop, and it moves over there. And then go ahead and try to run it once, and it will complain that it cannot be trusted, which is fine. Start up system preferences. Go into security, go into the general tab, and then it says down here, Chirp was blocked from use because it is not from an identified developer, and we say open anyway. And then it asks us again if we'd like to open it. And this time we open it. And the next thing I need to do is hook up the radio. So I'm going to program the Baofeng radio first. So I plug in the two audio cables to the cable that I showed you before, and then I take that cable and I plug it into a USB port. Then I turn the radio on. Radio, download from radio, pick the device, USB serial. Vendor is Baofeng, model is UV5R, and let's try it. Radio driver is experimental. Do I want to proceed? Sure. Turn radio off, connect the cable, make sure the connector is firmly connected, and you do want to make sure you push them in all the way. Turn radio on, volume may need to be set at 100%, so let's turn it up. What the heck? Channel with no activity, which around here is not hard to find, and then we click OK to download. And if you look over at your radio, you can see the light blinking, and if you look at the FTDI adapter, you can see the light blinking on that, and of course you can see the cloning happening on the screen. And there you go. This is a bunch of the repeaters that are in my area and some other signals that I have programmed in. So if I want to program in something into 140 channel memory, I pick the channel memory and program it in. And this is a local repeater here called the 2585 repeater. And I don't know that it has any tone. I couldn't find one on the website. So I'm going to try programming it in like this and see what happens. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I will come back and edit it again. That's the beauty of ham radio. It's all about experimentation. So I've got 146.25 programmed in. It is the 2585 repeater by name. I'm going to do upload to radio again. And serial port worked fine last time, so no need to change that. And the radio type is fine. And there's the warning screen again, and we hit OK. And then there's the experimental screen again, and we hit yes. And if you look over at the radio, you can see the light blinking. And if you look at the FTDI adapter, you can see the light blinking there. And of course, on the screen, you can see that it is cloning. And so there are the steps to install Chirp and configure it to work on your Mac OS, and configure it to work with your radio, and download, and add a frequency, and upload again. So just as simple as that. Thanks for being awesome.